Dude, this title might need to be called The Cult of Homeschooled. I don't want to be too disrespectful, but I have to say this. Your family sounds a little bit like a cult. This is Rachel from Ray's Way Overdoing It.
First, I remove my gag and take my first breath.
She was homeschooled and shares viral comedy skits on her experiences.
This is day in the life of a homeschooler. Mom said Child Protective Services was at the door to wake up and act normal. They were asking about something called child abuse, which Mom said the Democrats made up.
We get into personal details that Ray hasn't shared anywhere else on the internet until now.
Oh my, you're making me realize things I can bring up in therapy.
The details get wild. This is bananas, Ray.
I forgot that.
This is wild.
Hey.
And other details quite vulnerable.
I originally started YouTube because I thought it would.
Okay. This is Cultured Boy. Let's dive in.
My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'll be spending a day with Calvin, an ex-cult member.
We had somebody on the show who has 44 siblings and 4 moms because he grew up in a polygamist compound.
Welcome back. As a fundamentalist Mormon, having 5 parents and 44 brothers and sisters was the norm for Calvin Wayman. 44 siblings. That's 40 plus 4.
I'm sorry, you have how many siblings?
I have 44 siblings.
You have 44 first siblings. Okay, 4 moms.
Uh-huh. Each of my moms had 11 to 13 kids each.
Bro. What?
Here's a sentence you've never heard. I'm the 11th child, and I'm one of the older kids.
I've never heard that sentence. That's fabulous.
And we all grew up in one house.
No, you did not. No, how big is the house?
Should have been bigger. But like...
This is your stand-up routine, right?
All right. Ray, welcome to Cultured Boy.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, somebody that is doing well enough on YouTube just by being a nerd that your rivaling whose downloads did you just send me? We were just texting back and forth and you're like, look, I have just as many downloads as Taylor Swift has fucking like monthly listens, almost half as many. Like your views are about as half as what she's producing. But
So
it's T Swift, the queen.
My YouTube, I was saying I get half as many views monthly as Taylor Swift gets streams monthly. But if you add all my views together on all platforms, it is actually over what Taylor Swift gets.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. So
Just being a little competitive.
Yeah. You gotta have something that pushes you. Yeah. So you and I met at a YouTube conference for YouTubers, VidSummit.
Yeah, so much fun.
Yeah, it's always good to step out of the internet sometimes and bump into real human beings that are doing the same thing. But the thing that was really cool that you and I connected on is we're both sort of weird. That's how I started talking. So it's like,
I love weirdness.
Oh, I just realized I was about to do the how we are connected through Homeschooled, which is going to be the theme, of course, this episode, title, thumbnail.
Yeah.
But that's not how we first connected.
How did we first start?
Dancing on stage.
I forgot that.
Yeah, because dancing's something I'm just getting into, and I'm walking this. Yeah, that's.
I was like, come on up here.
Yeah, I was moving you. Like, you pulled me up on stage, and we sort of danced in front of the crowd. So
you, me, Normie, and that random lady.
Yeah, that was a blast on the opening night. I'm glad that we have that. So on that note, so again, we related on being our unique brand of weird, and as we dug deeper, realized, oh, you were homeschooled. I was homeschooled. So I just want to start there because I don't think I've had any conversation on any of my episodes of Culture Boy around. I mean, I grew up in a cult, so that's outside of culture a little bit. But being homeschooled is also very much outside of the norm.
Yeah.
So yeah, what? I'll just let you pick up the thread. What would you say is? What's one of the major misconceptions that maybe people have about being homeschooled, and just anywhere you want to take that journey?
Well, one of the major misconceptions about being homeschooled is that they aren't smart. A lot of people think that you're not smart if you're homeschooled, and I find it with most of my homeschooled friends to be the opposite because all we had was us and our books. So obviously we're going to learn it. We didn't have any of the distractions that
I
would come
loved.
with school, basically. So most of us are very book smart.
I went so deep with math. I loved math. That was my thing.
Yeah. I
Uh,
like math if it involves money.
that was another thing. I was like, you were so open and you shared, we were like sharing analytics, and I was like, man, I want your analytics.
Yeah, and now I've done that collaboration on my Instagram where I actually came clean about how much I made.
You did. You
Kinda
did.
weird.
Yeah, because you had this collab. What was the collab with?
It was carrot banking. A lot of my friends are collaboration with carrot banking.
Yeah. So you showed how much you're making everything. But yeah, that's a good point on the I got that a lot too growing up, or when anybody heard that I was homeschooled. But for me, because I had free reign, I could pick subjects that I cared a little bit more about. And the reason I think I navigated towards math is because I liked truth. And it was so absolute. You could just figure out the answer. What was a subject that for you that you would you say that you sort of like gravitated to more since you had that?
Not history.
Oh,
Not history. Oh my goodness. I hated history.
I actually don't think I don't think I really got into history either.
I was like, I don't know the battles and the years and the presidents. Like, you can tell me about stuff all the time. I'm not gonna if it's about like physical like events, I don't know why my brain shuts off. But English, English, spelling, all that, anything having to do with words was super duper easy. I knew how to form sentences. I could tell you where the accent of a word was. I could write. I could write about anything.
Really?
Yeah. That was
That
what I
didn't-
found easiest.
That didn't come for me until way later. I hated
Really?
writing. Yeah. I write like I'm writing like a wild person every day. Like I have so much that I'm
Aw.
writing all the
And
time.
on paper too?
Both. I have a bunch of notes that I'm constantly like the on my screen time right now, the top screen time on my phone is notes because I'm always writing.
I'm curious what mine is.
YouTube, probably.
I actually don't watch on YouTube. It's probably Instagram. I watch my most content on Instagram.
Just to take a step back, because I think this is also very important, is the homeschool environment. So for me, literally, I mean, I had 44 siblings. So if anybody's hearing that for the first time, polygamist family, 44 siblings, one dad, four moms. We had a schoolhouse on the property. And so that's literally how we did homeschool.
I would die.
But I want to hear your environment. Like, where do you live?
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama. Is that what the gas stations are made?
Huh?
Are the gas stations, the mobile gas stations, are they named after your city? I don't know. They're just those
No, that's mobile.
Oh, it's spelled differently.
No, it's spelled the same. It's just accented differently. You know, I told you I love accents. So accent on mobile, mobile or accent on mobile.
Okay. Okay, so what's like how big is Mobile, Alabama?
Mobile.
I'll get it right, I swear. How big is Mobile, Alabama?
It spans about you know how Alabama is like square and then you have this little fun little bit down here? We're the fun little bit.
Okay. And what are we talking in terms of like population?
I have no clue.
But it's probably small.
I have no clue. I can Google it if you'd like me to say.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll find it as well. I'm just trying to get a sense of the environment. Like how many siblings?
I have two older brothers.
And were they homeschooled as well?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of homeschool were you someone that it took some urging to get school done? It was boring, or did you like jump into it? What was it like?
No, so I was and sometimes still struggle with being somebody who says rules. I understand the rules. I will follow them. I will achieve this. I will do this. I'm very much, if you give me a authority, I will figure out how to do what I need to and do the best. and be the best and be the favorite. Um, so I guess you could say I was a teacher's pet, but that slowly wore off. As you can tell in my character as a homeschooler, that was who she is too. She's like, yes, ma'am, I'm trying to please you with my behavior, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know?
Yeah, because you do a character in a lot of your content
It's
about.
my repressed personality. Yeah.
Mhm. And even though you're saying yes, ma'am, like your teacher growing up is your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to say yes, ma'am, in my family.
Really?
Yeah. Well, A, we live in the South,
Okay.
and B, I'd say, okay, that's yes, ma'am.
Interesting. That was a thing, but only with my dad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad didn't care about it.
Interesting. It
But
was
my
your-
mother would say, say yes, sir.
She would say that about your dad. Say yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah. I'm so fascinated by how this molded you, how it probably molded me, like versus if we would have been in, because you wouldn't have had to say that if you were going to Mobile, Alabama University or whatever the high school is near.
Yeah.
How do you think, yeah, what do you think it did to you as a personality?
Personality. The good things or the bad things?
Let's go good things first, and then we're going to come to the bad things. What are the good
Okay.
things?
So good things. I had a lot more time. I actually had time to be bored and time to try to pick up projects and decide things. I knew I wanted to make a lot of money from a young age. I was always looking, what can I sell? What can I design? What can I make? I was trying to put things on Facebook Marketplace. I was trying to knit things. I made jewelry and sold it at farmers market. I was always looking for things to do. I would explore. I would write. I wrote music. I wrote songs. I sang. I wrote poetry. And the other thing I did was I got a college degree from age 15 to 19 doing dual enrollment. So I got that done. So I got all my stuff done. And I really had time to think and time to plan about who I wanted to be. So that was the main good side. Was that?
Come to the other side.
Or the
But
bad side?
where did you get that entrepreneurial side? That's kind of interesting. Like to just want to make stuff and sell stuff.
Huh. Where did I get my entrepreneurial side? I don't know, because my brothers weren't like that.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
I was always chasing money. I thought it was a very fun competition. And not only that, I knew every dollar I spent and every dollar I gained and where it came from. Like, I have a book right here.
Let's see.
Ow.
Oh,
I got
careful.
something under my nail. There's a snake in here. I have a book right here.
That was
That
probably one of the
says-
hooks right there. That was one of the hooks for the front of the video. There's a snake in here. What is
I
this?
have this book,
Uh-huh.
and literally, I started it in 2015, and I was like writing. I started out 2015 with a total of $350.
It's your ledger tracking your money.
I have a full I have a full ledger, and I like wrote down every dollar in, every dollar out. I literally budgeted spending Christmas presents when I was a kid. Why did I do it though? You're so right.
This is bananas, Ray. This is wild.
Oh my, you're making me realize things I can bring up in therapy. Dang.
Great.
Huh. I mean, I guess my dad did have his own business,
Okay.
but I don't think that was what. Maybe
How
it was
old were you? How old were you 10 years ago?
13.
So you're 13 years old, already tracking your money in a ledger.
You're right.
That's so
that
so
isn't-
cool.
That isn't something other 13-year-olds do. I was like,
No.
I literally wrote down like I picked up limbs and they gave me $10. We did not do normal like paying for chores. That was not normal. I don't know why they gave me $10 for that. Like I spent $2 on Mother's Day. I spent $2 buying something at VBS. I got $24 for my birthday. I sold a knit hat for $5. I was like writing down all this stuff.
That's so cool. I love it. I want to share something that you made me think of on this entrepreneurial side. I haven't shared this before because it's actually kind of strange with my upbringing. So I had to sneak to make money. So
Ooh.
when the way we were raised, again, it was super religious, very
Yeah.
controlled. And if we, there was this concept in our upbringing, especially in our family. It's all you, anything that you do is for everybody. You don't do anything for yourself. All right.
Yeah.
And we even shamed people that would do something for themselves. And the swear word we would use is actually kind of funny because we are polygamists. What's the opposite of polygamy in the regular world? Monogamy. We would use monogamy as a slur. You're behaving monogamous if you do that because you're
Wait. You would say that to the girls too?
everybody to each other as kids. Like it was like used to keep each other in line. You're acting monogamous. It was used almost in place of being selfish.
That is so horrible.
Yes. So one thing that we did is we could not make our own money, at least not in the open. If you made your own money and you didn't give it to your dad, so we were supposed to give it to our dad and he would then distribute it like a little socialist country to everybody. But so when I was homeschooled, I think homeschooling made me entrepreneurial too. Like there was something about figuring things out. And I was like, I want to make some money. And so my brothers and I would do this, but I would sneak to sell like canned goods that we did. One of the things that I would do is we had a farm, and so I would chop down the corn stalks at the end of the season and sell those. And I would give my dad most of the money and then pocket some of mine. But one of the things I also did to sneak, this was a big one that nobody else, none of my brothers did this, but I did, is I snuck to mow somebody's lawn every week. So like nobody in my family knew, but I had made flyers and printed them out and went to a neighborhood that said that said I would mow lawns for you. And I put a cell phone number on it that none of my parents even knew I had. I was like 16 or whatever, and did that so that I could on Saturday mornings.
No way.
Sneak before anybody got up to mow somebody's lawn. I got one or two clients, but one main one. And I holy shit, I just thought of something I haven't thought of forever. Like when I remember looking at this lawn and it was huge. It was a huge front lawn and a huge back lawn. And I didn't know what a lot or a little bit of money was. And because I never had money that I got to have growing up. And again, I'm like 16. And I remember walking this property with the man and the woman and looking at all of it. I'm like, man, this looks like I could probably make at least $5 every week, at least $10 every week. And I'm like, I'm going to go high and say 10. And I said $10. It probably should have been 50. It was huge. I just didn't have any conceptualization. They looked at each other and they were kind of scowling. And I was like, I'll do less if you want. Like, they were like, no. We need we're going to pay you like 35 every week at least. And I was like, really? Okay. And that was so much money for me at the time because I had never made money. And this was money that I was going to pocket for Wendy's or McDonald's or something.
Wait, did they allow you to have Wendy's and McDonald's?
No, but I could sneak,
Sneaky, y'all. He's sneaky.
I mean, you have to be a little bit when you're like, that's how we had our freedom. it was a little adventurous. We had to sneak down the road to Wendy's and McDonald's and look out for each other. No, my whole life
I
was like this. My whole life
I
was like this.
also wasn't allowed to spend any money on anything without asking permission for it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like I remember my brothers, they'd be like, I don't know, at least 17, 18, 19, being like, Mom, is it okay if I buy this app? It's only like this much.
Yeah,
16, 17, 18.
but it was going to be with their money.
Of course it was with their money.
Yeah.
And they couldn't like buy a video game app or be like, oh.
Man, I remember craving to spend something with my own money because it was really annoying. Any little thing that we had to get or that we wanted to get, we had to go ask my dad. So my dad had to like be the head of state for literally dozens of people. Like, oh, do you need a pair of shoes? Do you need a shirt or a pair of pants? Like I was like, I wanted to just go earn money. I wonder if I'm still going through weird money stuff because it took me a while to feel okay. I mean, my dad's no longer with us, but it took me a while to feel okay making more money than him. Like in my adult age, like it felt wrong because of
I
how
have a story for you.
Okay, it's here.
I have a story for you. After I moved out from my parents,
I'm noting that. We'll come back to that.
after I moved out from my parents, I remember I still went to the same church as them, and I still like talk to them and stuff. And I remember telling Dad, I was like, "What's up, Dad? Just want to let you know." Oh, this was last year. I was like, "Just want to let you know, I made $5,000 this month." And he goes, "That's good." And I was like, "Thanks." Next time I talked to him, I was like, "Hey, Dad, next month I made $7,000 this month." He goes, "Okay." Next month I was like, "Hey, Dad, I made $9,000 this month." He goes, "Money isn't everything, Rachel."
Oh, you triggered something.
Because I'm, 22, chilling, making funny videos. And obviously that upset him when it got to that amount. That whatever is going on at that amount in his life, I don't know. But I always remember that. And I don't tell my family how much I make. I mean, obviously they can go find that video, but I do not talk about it with them. I don't talk about it with my friends. I only talk about it at creator conventions because we need to talk about that. That's what we want to know. That's how we know what we want to pursue next. That's why I'm like, so how much do you guys make on Snapchat? Because I'm thinking about getting on there.
Yep. I love it so much. I said this to you when we were chatting, and I want to say it again here. Like I want to celebrate anything you ever want to share with that stuff because I literally love that so much. Because I know the effort in putting into something, and it's just so fun. Like I really think. So there's this saying that you need to be careful who you tell bad news to. You like
Mel Robbins said that.
Yeah, Mel Robbins is amazing. I've had the pleasure of hanging out with her a couple of times. She's so cool. I call her Mama Mel. But she might say this too. So there's that one, like be careful who you tell bad news to. Like they need to be able to take it and everything. But here's another one, and I think it's even more important. Be careful who you tell good news to.
I know. And you think, oh, you get successful, and like in a movie, you get successful, and then everybody wants to be around you, and you go, is it just because I'm successful, or is it just because I'm famous, or is it just because I have money? And it doesn't happen like that. Especially it doesn't, because then you feel left out.
Yeah, it's wild, and especially it's people that, I mean, it's kind of strange. Your own family and friends may not, like, you can't always tell the good stuff to people that know you. At least historically, it's really interesting.
I know. And actually, I know exactly why it is that way. It's because if you can do it, it means that they could have done it. And hearing about your success makes them feel like it's shining a light on something that they either didn't know they could do or didn't want to do.
Totally.
I met an old guy at a Sam's Club the other week, and he was like, "I just want to know what are you doing with this camera? Are you taking pictures or something?" I was like, "I'm filming a skit here at Sam's Club," and he said, "Well, I actually started the company that does the taste testing around Sam's Club." I was like, "No way! That's so cool!" And so, like, I was asking him about stuff, and he was like, "So, what do you do?" And I said, "I'm a content creator. This is what I do full time. These videos." And he goes, "How much money do you make at that?" And I told him, and he immediately changed demeanor. I mean, he started talk after I told him about that. He goes, "Huh, okay." And then he says something about Dunkin' Donuts. I said, I said, "I prefer Krispy Kreme." And he goes, "That's what I said, Krispy Kreme, not Dunkin' Donuts." And I said, "No, you said Dunkin' Donuts." And he goes, "You don't listen.
That's so wild.
You said Dunkin' Donuts." But if you notice, the dynamic changed there because he's thinking when I was 23, maybe I wasn't at that point, and we should be able to share our success and be inspired and happy for people.
Yeah. I love people like you. And I have a few other ones, especially as a young woman, I think, because like I have my friend Sky, she does Sky Life on YouTube. Another friend, Cassie, who was also there. I don't know if you ever met Cassie that was at the
I don't think I did.
event. The thing I love about Cassie, I always bring her story up because I like stories that break my brain or that break the narrative of like, you're not
Yes.
supposed to be a young human being and making a life that's yours. You're supposed to go to college for 4 years and go through all these
Don't go
rounds
to college.
of employment. And so, and then maybe hit something that you're making 25 grand a year, 35 or 50 and 75, and then climb for 10 years. Like there's this whole game that's so old. And I like when people step out of the game and disrupt it. You're one of those people. I have several friends that are that way, but I want to highlight some of the women that do it because I have some other friends, and sisters too, and cousins that feel like I can't do this because I'm a woman, I'm a female. I can't go travel.
Exactly.
Like Sky is a traveler. Brooke Johnson just fucking skated across America from like one of my other friends from a female from California to Virginia Beach. But the thing I love about Cassie, because you remind me of her, because you're both so. I use the word weird affectionately, but the reason but I use that because I call myself weird is weird to me is when you find your own brand of weirdness of who you are, like nobody else. There's no other Ray. Like you watch your content, there's nobody else doing it. Like it's just Cassie was selling cookies in New Jersey. Cassie hated her life selling cookies in New Jersey. Cassie quits selling cookies in New Jersey and says, "I want to be excited every time I wake up."
Wow.
And so she decides, well, the first adventure I'm going to do is buy a toy car and try to set a Guinness World Record of the longest distance in a toy car in Florida, and then makes a YouTube channel doing these random things that she wants to do.
I like that.
Right now, she does long form and short form, but she's doing her dog is aging, unfortunately, is probably going to pass. We don't know when, but soon-ish. And so she was like, I want to do one last major nice thing for my dog. So she buys a bus, dresses it up to look like the House on Up, and is now doing a series with this bus and her dog.
That's so sweet.
So I think what I'm just highlighting here is the other perspective of anger. And like when people like you or anybody else disrupt the system, or maybe when I stepped out of the system of the cult, I think it's so also important and needed because it wakes people up, I think, from their amnesia of like, wait a minute.
Off the beaten path.
Yeah. Like maybe I could do this off the wall thing I've always been into. I've always been into like, I don't know, baseball cards. It's not my thing, but somebody else. I'm into baseball cards and maybe they can do something with that. Yeah. Unless you have any comment on those ladies, I want to go back to two things. Whatever, I'll let you go whichever pathway you want to go down, because the negative sides of homeschooling, and then you also mentioned moving out of your parents' house. So I want to get to that as to what led to that, because there's like hints of your, shall we say, independence showing up there.
And it hints of what it is alluding to in the homeschooler.
Mhm.
Everybody wants her to move out. And also, what you were talking about before, when I posted that carrot collaboration, when they pitched it to me, I said, that's an amazing idea because I've seen people talk about that, and everybody always asks, I'm a content creator. So do you make any money at that? First question. And I was like, maybe this is a really good idea. And I posted it, and two of my friends, my personal friends, reached out and they were like, what the heck? Like, wait, you make that much money? And my brain immediately went, I didn't think about people in my real life knowing that, like my personal at home life.
Mhm.
And I texted Jaya,
Who's that?
I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm not going to attempt it. But I think that you met her.
Oh, yeah.
I
So
did a lot of collaborations with her.
Yeah, content creator.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I texted her and I was like, I said, why do I feel bad for showing people how much I make when I realized if I was a man, that would be a badge of honor.
Mm.
That's a badge of honor for a man, and I feel like it's something I need to be like, oh, it's nothing. It's just a little, I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think there's something in that.
Think about how Kevin O'Leary,
Mr. Wonderful.
think about Kevin O'Leary. He goes, yeah, I just signed a $5 million deal the other day. Yeah. And then I was just feeling hungry, so I bought a $40,000 sandwich. And you go, wow, look at him go. It's interesting. But when a
Mhm.
woman says it, and I guess I was kind of embodying that, I was like, I don't want people close to me to know that.
This is interesting because, I'm curious what it does for you personally, not the outside perception. Do you think there's something in here around? I don't know what the dynamics are with men and women in the South, but the way I was raised, women did not provide for men, men provided for the women. Do you think there's something in that maybe about being like, whoa, I'm a woman, I'm feminine, but I'm providing? Like, what do you think it is?
I know how that feels. I know how it feels to be the provider. And I don't know.
How do you
I
feel
think
being in that role?
there's two things in that. If you give something to someone or if you help them out, there's a thing in your heart that happens where you go, oh, well, now I don't have to wonder if they want me in their life because I can see where I helped them and they're grateful. There's another thing of that, about what if it changes the relationship?
Mm,
What if it makes stuff feel icky?
mm,
You know?
transactional.
I mean, I'm planning my 500K party
Yeah.
and I'm paying two of my friends, one to do photography, one to do event planning. It feels weird.
Oh
It
yeah.
feels weird. It shouldn't,
Mm.
but also because I've never I don't know them as businessy people, and so it feels weird doing that.
This is also, would you say, like, this is new for you in a sense, like making as much money as you are, uh,
Yeah, if you
celebrating
look
a big
over,
milestone.
yeah, doing taxes, if you look over the last couple years, or in income, every year was jumping at least 20,000 every year. I was making 20,000 more every year.
It's awesome. Making silly videos on the internet.
Just nothing, just little silly videos.
I want to tighten that up though, like see if there's anything else there, because just in case anybody else relates to it, because I think there is this element of I wonder if we hold ourselves back maybe because we're afraid of being too much, of being too successful or something like that. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think it's something like that with being with
It changes the dynamic.
Mm,
It changes the dynamic, and also, I think also if a woman talks about success, and I love people that talk about success. That's why I talk about it, because I find it inspiring when I see people talk about it online or in real life at
yeah.
creator events. But I
Mhm.
think that when women talk about success, somebody tries to say like, okay, there's the number, but like how? But like how does that happen? But like how does that even work?
Mm,
They try to dismantle it in their brain.
mm,
They don't just go, okay, cool.
yeah.
They go, okay, but like, and I just feel like if a man said, that especially if he worked a job that he got a salary and he's like, oh yeah, I make 100K a year, they'd be like, nice.
Mhm.
Not okay, but like, how do you make 100?
Yeah. I mean, I'm inspired by it. Like I think it's so dope. And maybe what that is too, I wonder if I think it might be you breaking brains, just like you broke mine. And the way I like things where it's like, oh, really? And so,
Well, I guess if you're gonna break anything, break a brain. So
yeah, yeah, keep doing it. Okay, so what's the other side of this? Like, I'm so curious, like what you consider the downside of like your life of being homeschooled and what
there's
led
a
you to
really big,
ultimately
there's a really big downside.
talk to me.
There's a huge downside, and that is socially.
Hmm.
And I have that twofold because I did not know how to start conversations, keep conversations, make them flow, or have any friendships. I didn't know how to speak clearly. I didn't know how to speak confidently. I didn't know how to conversate. I didn't know I didn't know how to do anything. And I think that if you were thrown into social situations enough, you just figure it out.
Hmm.
But when I went, I mean, we went to like maybe we went to church every Sunday, but there was like nobody there. And we had like homeschool get-togethers every now and then. Of course, I wasn't allowed to go
Oh,
to the homeschool proms. Never had a prom. Never had a
really?
homecoming. Never had a formal. I'm
Why?
so angry about that.
Religious reasons or why?
Yeah, so they said that dancing was bad. Dancing was suggestive.
Dude, you too? I've not. I just got into dancing this year. That makes it even better that we met dancing on stage. This is great. I
It's like
just
my inner homeschooler was going, whoa, this is so bad.
right. It's like we're wiggling in front of everybody. Okay. So I gotta tell you a quick story. Um about the dancing thing. And I want to keep going down this track of like the bad downside because socially really bad thing, except I didn't have that problem.
Oh, I
That's
can
a
tell.
that's a 44 siblings joke.
Oh.
Yeah. Right, so honestly, I really did have the social part very missing. I craved variety of humans, and I definitely didn't have that. That was a big thing. But get this, right around the time that I was finishing homeschooled stuff, like while I was doing homeschooled, some of us boys would still go work with our dad in construction somewhere. And one day I come home and there's a block of ice at my door. The block of ice says, melt me. I melt it, and inside is a letter that says, it would melt my heart if you went to dance with me, Heather. This was a girl from one of the job sites that I was working on. And I was like, whoa, it was one of the coolest moments ever because I'm a fundamentalist Mormon boy. And this girl that was cute invited me to go dancing and for her school dance, for a prom or whatever. And so I was going to be a kid outside of the school to go. And my dad was like, I don't know what we should do. And I was like, I kind of want to go. And what ended up happening is it went all the way up to the chain of command to my grandfather. My grandfather is one of the patriarch, like leaders of the whole community.
Who's he think he is?
And I had waited for like 1 or 2 days to hear from him because I wanted to, like, Heather left her number on the thing and I needed to give her the answer. And then my grandfather gives the answer and says, tell her no, thank you. So not only tell her no, thank you, I had to lie. I was instructed to lie.
I've been instructed to lie so many times.
I had to tell her that I already had a girlfriend. So
Wait. If you guys have your beliefs and you're proud of them, why did you have to lie?
we were proud of them privately.
Oh.
Nobody in the outside world knew how we lived.
Same!
Really?
Yes, it was like this big, it was like a big secret. Like we didn't want everybody to, it's like they didn't want us to act like we were strict. Like
Totally.
if I wasn't allowed to go somewhere, my mother wouldn't tell people why. Where's Rachel? She just wasn't feeling good. She has woman problems.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we totally hid. Yeah. My grandfather made me, and this is the thing that I really remember about that story is, I called her and told her I already had a girlfriend and she was disappointed. And then the next day, her dad called me because he was like, what, I mean, because she put a lot of effort into like inviting me, and it's like, and he was calling me like, I mean, you're only 16 or whatever. Like, you're like, I know you can't have a serious girlfriend. Besides, like, this isn't anything. He says he just tries to have his girls not go out to the dance with the same guy every year. And so he tried to encourage me, and I had to like double down and be like, sorry, no. So that's wild. The one thing I will add on this, and then we'll come back to this whole thing of like the non-social. There's a tiny silver lining with the story. It's pretty wild.
What is it?
This year, I was going through some of my old things and I found the letter.
The number? Did you call it?
I called it.
Is she single?
She's not single, but she answered.
Oh, you have to tell the truth.
And we're probably going to go dancing.
Oh, that's so fulfilling for you.
It's pretty wild because we live in completely different states, but I told her the whole story like 20 years later. And, yeah, so we're connected on social media now. And she also dances. And she told me about this thing that I should go dance to. And it might be a whole wild full circle moment. Like we actually might go dancing still. So
that's so cool.
But yeah, so this social thing, like that's a big hole in the business, like in your, not just your business, but your life. Like in the whole thing of being homeschooled.
Yeah. All I craved was people. I was starved for people. And I just wanted somebody to take an interest in me. I was just always trying to make myself interesting. This is so embarrassing. Say I had somewhere I was going the next day. Say if it was like a homeschool, like we would have like a homeschool Thanksgiving dinner every year. The day before, I would be planning. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I have these stories that have happened to me. I'm going to say this. If I see Josh, I know this thing that I'm going to tell Josh that I think will make me look like I'm got it going on. And if I see so-and-so, I know what she likes. I've already looked on her Instagram. I planned out that like this girl likes this, so I'm going to talk to this girl about this. And then I've done this amazing thing and I'm going to tell everybody about this. And then they're going to think that I'm amazing. And I planned it out. In fact, you would hear me verbally saying, hi, Natalie. I really like your dress. Do you like mine? I would be like verbalizing it the night before.
Practicing. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the fact that I just embarrass myself
What do you mean?
in public,
What do you
making
mean?
videos or
Oh,
online, and the fact that it doesn't faze me, I'm so proud of that.
no kidding.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud of that.
Yeah. The whole like that's dedication. And it's a young girl like putting in effort to create connection. Like that's dope.
So the podcast that really changed my life is I think it's Vanessa Van Heusen. I think it's Vanessa. Her name is Vanessa, but Vanessa, when she went on Diary of a CEO, that has changed my world. That and all the other behavioralist experts that I've watched.
How so? How did it shift? Why did it shift?
So it showed me what behaviors I was doing that made me seem like an awkward person. It showed me the behaviors I
Oh.
was doing that made me seem like I was giving off anxious energy that made people not want to be around me. It showed me when I was talking about myself all the time and not asking other people about themselves. And so, you like my personality? Gee, thanks. I made it.
And if they don't,
And if they don't, I get they won't be around me if they don't like it. So
yeah. Okay, I'm so curious about this. What's because I think a lot of people deal with this where they might be putting off the wrong type of energy to
they
get
might be they might be putting off energy that doesn't actually fulfill their goal. So you need to figure out, what is my goal? My current goal is to have fruitful and beneficial friendships, emotionally fulfilling.
okay.
Hey, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding.
You
To
just
have,
can't turn it off. You just can't turn
I
it off.
can't. I'm sick. There's something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay, so can you give more examples along these lines of what you might be doing behaviorally? So if your goal is deeper connections, what's the behavior shift?
everything's about the other person.
Okay.
Everything is about the other person, and you can so we become obsessed with people that are obsessed with us. And the way that you stand out and the way that you show people that you want to be their friend is by showing them that you will find something you like about them and you'll bring it up. I really like the way you interview me, and I can really tell the dedication you put in or stuff like that, and not being afraid of, as Vanessa put it, liking people aggressively.
Mm.
You got to find something you like about people, because otherwise if you'll just leave them guessing. But what happened to me was my friends at church when I was like 6. I like met people at church, and they were very mean. And I mean, they wouldn't like kick me out of the group, but I was the youngest, and they would always make comments about, oh, don't talk about that around Rachel. Oh, Rachel wouldn't know what that means because she doesn't go to school. Rachel's not allowed to wear makeup. Rachel, why aren't you allowed to wear pants? Rachel, what's wrong with you? You're not going because your mother doesn't allow it? So that was like that was my social interaction for about 6 years. And
now you speak for a living and you make videos. How did you go from this awkward homeschooled kid with no social connections to like, what did you do to develop?
I originally started YouTube because I thought it would make people like me.
Okay.
That was the entire goal. I thought, maybe if I just do something cool enough, if I just if I just get views, then maybe people will be like, whoa, she's so cool. That's not what happened. Actually, it made people think I was a stranger. And I realized that those were the wrong people, and those were not the people for me.
Dude, you this episode, this title might need to be called "The Cult of Homeschooled" or something, because your family or your upbringing, I didn't realize, had several of these sort of quasi-religious controlling elements that I connect to also. So it sounds like you, like my sisters,
yeah.
couldn't wear pants,
Yeah, couldn't wear pants.
couldn't do makeup.
Couldn't show your shoulders. And that the other thing is, did your rules change constantly based on what mood your superiors were in?
No, ours was pretty strict, but that's a different thing. So yours changed.
Yeah, it kind of changed by the mood. Or listen, I could be wearing an outfit, okay? And if I was a good girl that day, it would be fine. But if I did something bad, and Rachel, I don't like your outfit either. Go throw that in the Goodwill pile. You're getting rid of that.
Who's the main disciplinarian in your family?
Have you seen my videos?
It's your mom.
So I remember I was 12. I was 12 and I just watched Lord of the Rings. And I had to wait till I was 12. My brothers got to see it. I had to wait till I was 12.
Third Lord of the Rings was the first movie I ever watched in theaters because I couldn't go to theaters, but it was the third Lord of the Rings ever. And I was like 17, so I wasn't a baby. But continue.
I think I saw just like the first movie when I was 12, and I was bored and my window opened. And I thought, I'm feeling a little bit crazy. What if, so we had a huge yard, but I was like, what if I just went out the window at like 2 a.m. and just kind of like wandered around the yard in the neighborhood and then came back. And that's what I did.
Whoa.
And I just like wandered and it was cold and I was just like wondering. I just looked around and I was like, And then I went and got back in my bed. Funny thing is, I did the whole pillows in the bed thing. And that would have been fine, but when I got home, and they would do this all the time, I would be asleep, and they would open my door, and they'd look in my room to see if I was there before I ever even left the window. It was worse when they had a flashlight. Come in my room with a flashlight. Just to see if I was there. Well, this time I had actually went out my window, not for any nefarious reasons. I was just like, I went to go explore like in Lord of the Rings.
Did you get caught?
I did because I thought, oh, it's dark, I will like lie down in the corner of the room because there's already pillows in the bed. I can't get in there under the pillows in the time it takes because I hear them coming down the hall. So I lie down and I think, oh, I'm gonna like hide in the shadows. I'm lying there and they look and then they go, what is that on the floor? And it's me in the shadows. And they turn on the light and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just sleeping on the floor. They're like, why are you wearing a jacket and a hoodie? And why do you have, and I was like, I was just really cold. They figured it out. I got in so much trouble. My dad took a DeWalt tool and he screwed my window shut.
Oh my goodness.
And then, the repercussions. So I had to sleep in between my parents.
What do you mean?
In their bed.
Because, like, to make sure that you were not gonna...
To make sure I didn't leave the house! And all of my, like, pretty tops, if they had, like, bright colors, if they're pretty, they're taking away. Huge garbage bag. I had barely any clothes left.
Because of this incident.
I was only allowed to wear my longest skirts. And anything that was, like, modest, but like it was a little bit too fun looking was taken away. My makeup was taken away. I was allowed to wear makeup because my mother told me I had acne and needed to cover it up. My makeup was taken away. All sorts of things were taken away. Like, just, it was like if I was seen enjoying something at that time in my life, if I enjoyed it too much, it was...
This is bananas to me. I want to... I am so fascinated by human nature. And I think one of the things about leaving a cult and studying cult dynamics is noticing the psychological things at play, and it's wild to just notice what your parents did. What they did is they punished your freedom. Like when you showed a little bit of autonomy, they took more of it away.
Yeah.
Like that's wild. So you showed a little bit of autonomy, and everything you're describing are very Ray things. Okay, you can't do this, you can't wear these things, you can't wear makeup, right?
Yeah.
And you just said if you couldn't show yourself enjoying it too much.
Yeah. It would be like, and it would be if I could say the right words. Like say if it was like, Rachel, I need you to do this, and the word I was supposed to say was like, yes, ma'am, or something. If I said that, but if I said it like with like a yes, ma'am, if I said it with a tone, it'd be like, you know what, Rachel? You can't go to that thing tomorrow.
Shiz. You're starting to answer the question I was going to ask before I even asked it, why you're not living with your parents. But this opens up other things, because I think this is why I love talking to humans, because again, you have a couple siblings, and there was the way I was raised, and I think, oh, my way is so extreme and all that stuff. But I relate to what you're going through like mad. Like it's crazy to me but the volatility in it too, because here's the thing. The rules didn't change based on moods, but here's what did change.
What?
You know how in regular justice systems, like in America, they have levels of like misdemeanor and felony. They have different levels of crime.
Yeah.
And depending on your crime, like somebody that stole a Snickers candy bar at the local market is not going to be put on death row.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's punishment for the crime. Like depending on how big the crime is, it's going to be different than if you like killed 10 people by running into them, right? There's difference. In my family, the disciplinarian was my dad. And you made me think of something I haven't thought of forever. I totally put pillows in the bed and snuck out. Like that was the thing. And I'm not even going to get into the detail of punishment for different things, but that was what changed. The severity of the punishment. Sometimes it was like, don't do that ever again. Sometimes it was belts out. Like, yeah.
That went on. Listen, my oldest brother was he literally got spanking, so he was 17.
Yeah. Me too.
And mine literally went probably until I was maybe 14, 15.
Yeah, I haven't talked about this much, but me too. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the last times I got like big time. Like it's kind of weird because even in my brain, I still don't use the word abuse. It doesn't it's kind of strange, but it is.
It is.
Because,
yeah, it is.
Because the last major, I don't even want to, because spanking sounds like I'm four, but I was 17. But like I was 17, one of my last major run-ins, because we had strict curfew. You were in bed by 10 p.m. You were in bed by 10 p.m.
Bed. You're in bed. You're not just home, you're in bed.
You're in bed.
Dang. Wow.
And I was not in bed. I had taken my cousin home in a pickup truck that lived 5 minutes down the road. And we stopped at Wendy's or Carl's Jr. McDonald's and sat in the driveway. And so it was now 10:30 and I wasn't home yet. So I had my friend's mom come outside, see us. I found him, Terry. And Terry said, get your butt home. And I got home and this is just the truth. I got to say it. I just got the shit beat out of me.
So sorry.
And it's hard to if I talk to this with my siblings or my brothers, this is just talked about, this is just normal. But I don't even know yet. I probably need to do a couple more doses of mushrooms or anything. it doesn't even feel like that I could take a sorry. Like because it felt so
Wait,
normal.
it
Like,
doesn't feel like you can take a what?
like you said, I'm so sorry. And I'm almost like, my first reaction is like, sorry for what? What do you mean? Like, if that's how normal it felt.
Oh, honey.
It's kind of, it seriously was like, it's kind of messed up as I'm reflecting back, but it's like, oh yeah, that like you got caught. You got caught. You shouldn't have got caught, you know? But yeah, it's just wild, man. And so I just relate to the strictness of, punishment for being a human. Because that's really all it was. You were being a human and you got punished for being a human.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't allowed to lock my bathroom door.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So boundaries.
Is that going to mess it up? Do you hear that?
No.
You don't
I
hear
mean,
the doorbell? Okay,
nope.
well,
No.
that's like
Zoom
that.
does it. Zoom does a great job. So boundaries in your family don't sound like they exist.
Yeah. Fun fact. I also wasn't allowed to use a dressing room alone because I might alter the clothes to make the skirt look longer than it is.
This is all your mom?
Yeah.
Mm.
Very bad, Rachel. Bad. I actually, contrary to the homeschooler thing, I was allowed to wear jeans when I did yard work because we had a 32-acre yard.
Oh, wow.
And it was up to the kids to do the yard work. Then it was slaves.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm really curious about this whole thing because this family stuff, it runs deep. Like it, and I know it can sometimes be hard to even bring up and stuff. So I'm just curious, how did you did you know even back then that you didn't like this, or did you just feel like it was normal? Like when you didn't have boundaries, when you were punished, when you couldn't wear your dress, like did it come later where you realized, oh my gosh, I actually do have some say? No, there's no wonder I was annoyed. Like, did you know it then that you didn't like it, or did that come on later?
So I knew I didn't like it. And the one thing I really had it to compare to was how my brothers were treated. Was because I got the brunt of everything.
It wasn't equally
It wasn't equal because I actually had ambitions. I wanted to date. I wanted to make money. I wanted to make videos. Oh, very bad. Very bad. YouTube is vanity. Vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Vanity is a sin. And of course, if you post videos, if you let people see your face, that means that you're idolizing yourself.
Mm.
See, they wouldn't tell that to a plumber who prints out business cards with his face on them, would they?
Mm. Yeah.
No, because he's a plumber. But yeah, there was definitely I got in trouble for everything. I was always, because I was a girl.
Mm.
I don't know. Apparently, I had all these foul intentions. Ooh, can't let me alone with a guy. I was the best kid. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't even have any bad intentions.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It just has to do with being a girl.
Yeah, I feel.
And also, you're gonna die. We all got our driver's license at the same time. And I think there's 5 years between me and my oldest brother, and then 3 years between the middle brother.
Interesting. He didn't get it when he could have.
He wanted to.
Why didn't he?
Because somebody said, you guys need to wait till you're older, and you guys need to wait till you're older and more responsible. So, I got my driver's license 3 years ago. So I was I don't know. No, I think it was 19 when I got mine, which means that he got his and he was 24.
Fascinating.
Yes, and then against my mother's wishes, I somehow got a car only because they were also sticklers for saving money.
Hmm.
And I found this car on Facebook, a marketplace, and I was like, Dad, this is a 2012 Dodge Journey with only 8,000 miles on it for $9,000. And they were like, well, that isn't actually like an amazing deal on a car. And I was like, yeah, and I have the money. Let me buy it. Let me buy it. Yeah, I think I had $15,000 in cash at that time.
That's so cool. Interesting thing with, yeah, even we got driver's license usually when we were like 16. But we needed to drive around on like job sites and stuff
Well,
like that.
they also wanted, did your sisters get driver's license though?
Maybe not quite as early, but because of the whole monogamous thing culture, like we were pretty big on like there definitely was gender roles, like the women were supposed to do more stuff in the house and the boys were supposed to take care of the yard and the
Yeah.
barnyard and stuff like that. But age was more of a thing than swift separation between the boys and the girls. So if there was two 17-year-olds in the house, which we had multiple siblings that were always the same age, at least within a year apart, they would get to go get the driver's license together, whether it was, boy or girl, didn't matter the mix.
Oh, well, that was good, at least.
Yeah.
The car.
Yeah, the car.
I needed to tell you about the car. Let me start from the beginning.
Yeah. Tell your dad.
So I found this amazing deal on a car. It was a 2012 Dodge Journey with 8,000 miles on it for only $9,000. And they
Was it a
are
salvage title?
no.
Hey, what a deal. Okay.
I know, right? I'm still driving it.
Nice.
I've now gotten it up to about 80,000 miles with my scandalous behaviors driving and such. Can you imagine?
A girl driving in this wild. Okay.
So I got it. And I remember my mother rolling my eyes at my father being like, well, it is a good deal and it's just down the road and we can go pick it up and all this stuff. And my father was like, I remember her going, how dare I get a car? I was surprised she didn't stop it, but it's because she knew that it was an amazing deal. So I go there, I buy it. And
she didn't have a real genuine reason for saying no.
it's because it was bad news.
Mm.
So he drives it home. And that was I didn't have much experience driving at all because I had my license for like 2 or 3 years, never been allowed to drive alone. Ever. Oh no, never. I mean, my brothers were hardly allowed. Somebody else had to be in the car. And they had to be watching and they had to be paying attention. But I had never driven alone. And so my father drove it home. And I tried to come up with any excuse. Oh, can I take my car? Oh, I can just drive myself to church now. And you guys can go and I can go in my own vehicle. No, Rachel, that's a waste of gas. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take out any friends. I had never driven it by myself until I got in it and I left.
Hmm.
And I'd sneakily packed up everything I could and left.
That's how you could, because that's the question I've been asked in my head this whole time. I was like, where does this break happen? Is this how you finally is this how you got free from your mom?
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to move out and they said that things would get better and they didn't. And I made enough. I think I was making at the time, like maybe $2,000 a month. And I was like, and it was all through my Amazon storefront. That's how I made enough money. I wanted to move out so bad and just know that I could support myself and move in with my grandparents and know that I wasn't going to be a financial burden on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't provide for myself at all at that house. And that kind of kept me under that reign of, we do so much for you. So I started making that money and I filmed 250 Amazon videos to make the passive income. And I filmed a video for hairbands, a video for paper clips, a video for toothbrushes. I was so hungry for it because on Amazon, you can film a video for any product in your house, post it, and if somebody sees your video, watches for 3 seconds, and purchases anything on Amazon within 48 hours, you get like 4% commission.
Mm,
And
great
I was,
program.
huh?
Great program.
Oh, and you can get in if you have 1,000 followers on any platform. You will get
Mm.
approved. Anybody can literally. I mean, I've made passively. I've made as much as like $4,000 a month from that, but I don't really do it anymore. But recommend that to anyone. And so I made enough money, and I remember at first it was like, "Oh, you're making money, Rachel. Nice." And then it was like, "That's a lot of money, Rachel." That was the nervous about the independence, was what that was.
Yep.
And made enough, and then I packed up my stuff, and I went in the kitchen. I said, "Hey, my car is packed, and I am leaving, and I wanted to let you know."
No asking.
Correct. No asking. Now I have had, I mean, I remember one time she stayed outside my door to make sure I didn't leave the house. So I've literally been stopped from leaving before. And I was like 21. I've been told you cannot go to church. You cannot drive yourself to church because they didn't want me to see my boyfriend because we kissed. And they found, oh yeah. Okay, listen, my father told my boyfriend at the time, no kissing until after you've been dating for at least 6 months. We had been dating for 2 months, and they found out that we kissed because they heard me talking about it on the phone. We kissed in the produce section of a Walmart.
Yes, the most romantic section, the produce section in Walmart. That's where you do it. Okay.
And oh, that was so bad. Bad. I got in so much trouble. And they were like, "This is why we don't let you out alone. We know you're bad, Rachel. You kissed him." At 21.
At 21.
Yeah, I'm 23 now.
You're so beyond an adult.
Yes, and so because of that, I was barred from leaving my house because I was like, "Well, I want to go to church so that I can see my boyfriend." And they were like, "No, you're not going to church because you said you didn't feel good enough to go here yesterday, so you can't go here because you're just going to see your boyfriend." Yes, that's kidnapping.
That's wild.
That's kidnapping. And the first time I tried to move out, they took away my phone. That's stealing property. I could not contact anyone at 21.
Ray, I don't want to be too disrespectful, but I have to say this. Your family sounds a little bit like a cult.
Oh, just a little.
It's wild how much I relate to this. I didn't realize that other families had this level of control.
It was so weird when I moved out, and like somebody would ask me like, "Hey, do you want to go to this tomorrow?" And I felt like I couldn't say yes. I felt like, wait, I need to like go in the kitchen and ask someone.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. Wait, don't I need to like, so I can just say, like, I can just think myself and say if I want to do something?
So just to slow down, because this is what I'm noticing. So oh man, I just can't believe how much I relate to this. You basically were starved for autonomy, especially late teenage years. So much so that you made all this money so that you could develop some independence, and then you just jumped ship. So and this is a pretty new journey for you, just within the last couple of years.
I've been moved out for 2.5 years.
That's not that long.
No, it's not.
Man. What have you done to, like, have you done mushrooms, ayahuasca, or therapy or something? Like, what have
I've
you
done
done?
therapy. I don't do mushrooms. I don't do drugs.
Maybe you will in 10 years. A lot of great research coming out with psilocybin. The thing that's obvious is, and I think you know this is why you're doing therapy, there's there's like stuff here that's going to need to be processed.
Oh, the family. I've honestly processed that. I
Ah,
processed it. I watch YouTube videos. I talk to people that have been through similar things. I've actually seriously processed. Probably, I don't even think about my upbringing every day. That is how much I've
okay.
processed it.
Okay. Okay. You feel
Now,
like
I've
you're
had
in
other terrible, horrible, traumatic things happen since then.
what do you mean?
But just relationship stuff. But
Yeah.
the family, I don't even think about I don't think about that life every day, which is a huge thing.
Yeah, let's talk about this life that you're in now, because now you're like free reign, just getting started, uh, making money on YouTube. It like, did you feel very like, how did you solidify this whole content thing? Like, did you know it was actually going to work? Did you have like the first video you did like sort of popped off and you're like, oh, this can be a thing I do? Like, how did you sort of like make this your
You know
thing?
that I asked God, I said, God, am I going to be famous one day? And he said yes. So I'm very in tune with the Holy Spirit.
Mm.
And I didn't hear an audible voice, but when you like ask like, oh, is this going to be okay? And you feel it.
Mm.
I always knew there was something huge in store for me. I knew from a young age, I'm not normal. I'm not meant to be somebody who's like, oh yeah, Rachel, she's okay. I knew that I was going to be a big deal in some form or fashion. And I
Mm.
can't believe it. I used to think I was supposed to be a singer, but that was kind of torn apart. But
You're only 23, so there's still time. I'm curious if you dealt with. So I've had that where there's like this calling almost like you have these dreams, but I've also had my dreams. I have trauma. I've dream trauma, like because
oh,
you're in a strange way where my whole life was mapped out
yeah.
based on when I was born, and like I knew what I was supposed to do. Like this was my path. This was my path, and I had all these dreams. And what was celebrated is in the community, talked about over the pulpit, was people that gave up their worldly dreams, their worldly ambitions for this gospel, for this truth, for this church. So and so played the guitar. That was a worldly activity, and they gave that up, and now they're here. So and so was a painter. My mom, was a painter, played all this stuff, gave all of it up to like raise kids and stuff like that. It was celebrated, and so I was super creative when I was little. But you're just bringing this up because I didn't realize it. Like, because I've had these feelings of like dreams, like wanting something. I mean, I'm in some of it because I grew up in a small town and now am now in New York City. It's not fully stable, but I've had this fear sometimes to even have a dream because it's almost like, is this selfish to have like, or maybe the whole thing, the imposter syndrome of doing it. So I think that's where what I'm more curious about with this, because you're doing it, you're building the dream, you're stepping into it. Have you had to overcome some sort of like strange, can I do this thing? Is it okay to have this thing? Since it was different from what your family wanted, or did you just always know it and so you've just been claiming?
Well, while I was living there, even though I was able to somewhat sneakily start my channel, it was sneakily because I was like, well, I just want to send this video to someone and I can't because it's too long. So can I like put it on YouTube and then use that as a link to send it to them? And I was like, well, I already made this other video. So like, can't I just like post it there just to like send it to my aunt or something? I would use, I was the sneakiest girl. I sneakily got an Instagram because I was like, well, I want to watch my friend's live stream, but I can't do it because then they keep calling me your name and I want them to call me Rachel. Okay, you can just have it for that thing. And I'd be like, oh, well, I just posted on my story. It was an accident, but look, wasn't it really pretty? that was me. So I got the YouTube channel, and I want you to know that while I lived at my parents' house, every video I posted had to be watched and approved by my mother. And what she didn't like, she would write down and say, okay, Rachel, I want you to change this, this, this. I don't like the way that you said this. You looked inappropriate here. I want you to change that. And yeah, I need you to get all this done. I remember I have a picture of my leg, and I had scribbled down on my leg in pen everything that she wanted me to change about like a full-length YouTube video.
Mm.
And that was just normal for me because I thought this is rules because I live here, so I have to do whatever they say. Another thing is that I just realized I think that that I'm passionate about money and I'm passionate about making it is because I was guilt tripped my whole life.
Oh,
and
boy.
I get to do it on my own.
That's right. That's right.
That's where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why I was entrepreneurial at 13.
This needs to be shared even more. I know you're doing your videos, but I'm so glad we did this because like people need to see people doing it. Like, and there's so many things that get in the way. Like it's so wild. And sometimes the people closest to you, like that's a whole other thing we could have talked about is like all the different ways I had to sneak. Like you did the same thing. Like you
I'm a sneaky girl.
To sneak to do the thing you love. Sneak to do a channel.
And I was an amazing liar. And I do not use this ability.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I would be talking to somebody about something or talking to my boyfriend about something. And if she walked by, I would take the topic that we were talking about. Like, say we weren't supposed to paint our nails. And I said, and I'm talking and I go, and I can't believe the color that you painted yours. And then she's there. And so I would say, your walls. I love the walls of your house. They're so amazing. How did you like choose that color? I just thought about that. I did not plan. I picked one thing and then I did that all the time. Super duper sneaky.
You had to. You were sneaking. There's a strange thing to say, but I really believe this is what was happening. You were doing what you had to do for your authenticity to have some survival. Like that's something you could reflect on. If you went and looked at it, like, because I think that's what I did. I was like, these moments of autonomy, these moments of you, of these moments of genuine desire. Because your genuine desire, which deep down is who you are, your authenticity, wasn't okay.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring, I think, that you're doing what you're doing. It's so cool. It's so needed. Like to then go through that and have like, this is the way, Rachel, you should behave this way, and this way. But you sort of, you fought to be you.
Yes. And don't you think how crazy it is that I tried singing, I tried lip syncing, I tried doing loads of different things on YouTube. And the thing that gave me complete financial freedom, and the thing that people know me for, and the thing that people love me for, is literally embodying in content the worst time of my life. The time where I felt so isolated, so misunderstood, and so sad. That's what people find interesting because that is the unique and authentic version of life that I have to give people. And they will know when you're authentic.
Yes. And there's one other thing you're not saying that I think you may not even be seeing, but I have to tell you. Yes to all that. You're transmuting shit into gold. And you're creating you're expressing one of the things that once felt like your
prison, and now it's my kingdom.
Yeah. And there's real emotional things in there that you're getting to transmute and put it into your art. I think this is going to adjust even the type of short form content I start to do. I should really be like, what am I bothered by? Because you brought up so many things just in this conversation. I was like, I've never shared any of that.
Wait, A day in the life of a homeschool. I mean, sorry, a day in the life of a Mormon boy.
Okay. Fundamentalist Mormon boy, because there's the fundamentalist word just makes it a little bit more strict because the regular Mormons aren't as strict.
Yes, but wait, there's two things that's going to happen. You're going to irritate a whole group of people,
Mhm.
and that's going to make your videos blow up.
Okay.
And two, you're going to make a bunch of other people say, "Is this really what it's like, guys?" No, that's not what it's like. It's going to be content madness.
Okay. I wanna share some of it. Yeah, it's just like this whole sneaky thing, this whole like having to sneak. I remember sitting in the pickup truck with my cousin Richard, and we'll come in for a wrap. When we were both 17, eating a Little Caesars pizza. And we were like, I had told my dad I was going to pick him up he worked at like this lawnmower repair shop, and I was taking him home. But I went early just so we could sit as like friends in the park eating pizza. And we were on a time crunch because I'm supposed to be taking him home. And I remember asking Richard, it's like, do you think this is normal? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, do you think other kids have to fight to hang out or like sneak to hang out with their friends? And I'll never get Richard's response because he was eating pizza. He like spit his pizza out or something. Like, no. He's like, no, they're like regular kids just like hang out. And I was like, really? Because it's all I wanted to. But I also am building it, and so are you, like in my way, like building my community here in New York, the one that I felt like I lost, but also didn't really lose because I couldn't really be my full self anyway. And now getting to be my full real self and still be accepted for that. And you're doing the same thing. You're being
That's so, you inspire me. You know, I mean, you're how old?
I look.
I told you, you could pass for 28.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm 38. I just turned 38.
I remember telling you that.
Yeah.
And do you know how? And when did you get out of being a Mormon?
I left the religion when I turned 30, but I had an arranged marriage. That's a whole other thing. And I had to get out of that. So I got out of that during COVID.
Don't we all?
So I, again, how your mom is that way, like that was the whole religion where everything was controlled. And then now here's who you're marrying. And then I was married 2 weeks later. So we're married for 5 years. And then, so I left everything. I was like, this is not for me. So I did that, left the marriage during COVID. That was hard. And then I moved to New York 3 years ago. So I've been in my life for almost as long as you've been in yours, I guess. Like my full freedom life is within the last 3 years.
Okay. And so that's so inspiring for me because I don't have to feel like I'm behind socially.
Dude, it took me till this age to realize I'm not late to the party.
You're never late. You're always right on time.
Yeah, we're so early, especially if we live, which lives could totally expand. No, I think both of us are doing it, and I'm going to throw some roses your way as well, and then we'll get your YouTube channel and then bounces. Like, where you should be by a certain age is made up. Like the thing that I've learned is everything's made up. Your mom made up rules. She adjusted them based on her mood. my dad and all these rules were made up. It's like, so there's no, the rhythm is yours. It's your rhythm. So what you're doing right now is dope. And so for anybody, whether you're closer to my age, closer to Ray's age, I mean, I love that it says Ray's Way. My name is
Ray's
Calvin,
Way.
Ray's Way. My name's Calvin Wayman. And so I always say like, that's what I'm doing is like, I'm doing it my way, man. So I think that's the strange little connection the universe is winking, but like, that's what I think. I think it's the benefit wherever people are. I hope maybe through hearing your story or mine. But just this conversation is whatever your past has been, it's great. And you can, no matter what you think your handicap is, maybe it's not a handicap. Maybe you can turn that into your gold.
Maybe it's exactly what people, maybe it's exactly what people need. Think about how many people create content about like their autism or something. And it's so interesting to watch.
Yeah. You're making me want to just lean into myself more. I love it. I love it so much. It's just like I want to look at the things that I'm not sharing because I think, oh, this is the thing I'm most ashamed of, but you're just doing it.
Nobody realizes that that's my real life. The top comment is, like always, but she didn't really, this isn't real, right?
Mm,
And also,
mm.
I didn't get a chance to say that, but I am a Christian still. I didn't leave my faith.
Yeah, you still have that. You're something that's yours. It's grounded. That's cool.
Yeah, those are just crazy Christians, which there's a lot of them.
Yeah, totally. That's the thing is Jesus has been hijacked, unfortunately, by people that want power. And there can be so many good things, and then there can be somebody that comes along and says, I'm kind of insecure and I want to control somebody, and I'm going to say that Jesus will do this. I'm going to use this tool to control you.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, we definitely should catch up again because you're on a journey, and it's only gonna, like, especially when you're on Saturday Night Live or something at some point here or whatever.
The homeschooler on Saturday Night Live would be crazy.
Yeah. So I wanna be there. What's the best way for people to follow you? What's your channel for everybody listening?
So on all platforms, it is Ray's Way Overdoing It. That is RAE, Ray's Way Overdoing It. And if you want to watch my comedy skits and see a homeschooler video twice a week, which I did just up it from once a week to twice a week because views and money, that's what people want to see. And you can see it on all platforms. YouTube is my biggest. That's where most people watch.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Cool. Yeah, we're definitely got to do an update. Ray, thank you so much for coming on. This was a fun conversation.
Thank you for having me.
All right. See you guys.